Imagination is one of the most potent forces in the universe. It is the seed from which all creation blooms, and it lies dormant within every human being. Often we focus so much on what is tangible, on what we can see and touch, that we forget the vast realm that imagination opens up for us. The mind is a limitless space, and imagination is the key to unlock its boundless potential. It allows us to see beyond the present, to look into the future, and to connect with a dimension of reality that is not bound by the rules of time or space. The world we live in today has been shaped by the imagination of those who dare to dream. Every invention, every breakthrough, every work of art, every scientific discovery began with a single thought. It is not the resources that make things possible, but the power of thought, the ability to visualize something that does not yet exist and make it real. Imagine a world without the imagination of those who came before us. Where would we be? Imagination is not mere daydreaming, it is an active force that requires focus and intent. It is not something that simply happens when we close our eyes. It is a process of creation, of shaping ideas and visions that transform our lives. When we imagine something, we begin to align our actions with that vision, and in doing so, we bring it closer to reality. This is the essence of creation: to think, to feel, and to act in harmony with the dreams that live inside us. We often limit ourselves by the constraints of logic and reason, but imagination transcends these limitations. When we allow ourselves to imagine freely, we open up new possibilities. We are no longer confined by the known, the predictable, or the obvious. Imagination enables us to break free from the shackles of the mundane and to explore the infinite. It is in this space of boundless freedom that innovation, creativity, and growth occur. Imagination also plays a crucial role in personal transformation. When we imagine ourselves in a new light, when we visualize our highest potential, we begin to embody that vision. It is through imagination that we can shift our identity, overcome limitations, and become the person we desire to be. We are not limited by our current circumstances or past experiences. Our imagination can take us anywhere we choose to go. It is important to remember that imagination is not confined to the mind alone. It has the power to manifest in the physical world. The thoughts we carry, the dreams we hold, have a way of finding expression through our actions and choices. The mind and body are intricately connected, and the visions we create internally often shape the reality we experience externally. Imagination is not just about creating new ideas, but about bringing them into form, about seeing the unseen and giving it life. Imagination is a force of immense power, often underestimated in its ability to shape reality. It is not just a fleeting thought or a whimsical fantasy, but the underlying source of all creation. The entire fabric of human progress has been woven with the threads of imagination. It is the spark that ignites change, propels innovation, and brings the invisible into the visible. When we imagine something, we connect with the potential that lies beyond what is already known or visible. It allows us to transcend the boundaries of the present and create possibilities that do not yet exist. The power of imagination is what enables humans to envision something greater than themselves. It takes us out of the realm of the ordinary and places us into a space where anything can be possible. Through the power of imagination, we are not bound by the limitations of time, space, or the constraints of the physical world. It is a realm where the only limit is the extent of our own thinking, where we can create, explore, and evolve without restriction. Think about every achievement that has shaped our world. The buildings that reach for the skies, the machines that have revolutionized the way we live, and the technology that connects us across continents, all began as a vision in someone's mind. The power of imagination is the force behind these innovations. It is what allows human beings to envision a world that does not yet exist, and then work tirelessly to bring that vision into reality. Imagination is also a constant companion to creativity. where creativity is the act of bringing something into being. Imagination is the mental process that allows for the birth of new ideas. It takes the raw material of thoughts, emotions, and experiences and transforms them into something new. It is through imagination that we see new possibilities, that we uncover untapped potential, and that we push the boundaries of what is perceived to be possible. At its core, imagination is about vision, seeing what could be, even when the evidence is not yet in front of us. It requires us to believe in the unseen and to trust that what we envision has the power to manifest. Whether it's the creation of a new product, the development of a solution to a problem, or the pursuit of a personal goal, imagination is the first step in the journey. It allows us to see beyond our present circumstances and envision a future that is better, brighter, and more aligned with our highest potential. In this sense, imagination is a force that transcends the individual. While it begins as a personal experience, it has the power to influence the collective. The ideas and visions that one person imagines can ripple out to inspire others, creating a chain reaction of creativity, innovation, and transformation. When people come together to share their imaginations, they contribute to the collective consciousness, shaping the world as a whole. The power of imagination is not limited to the positive, it can also create fear, doubt, and limitations. Our minds are capable of imagining not only the beautiful and the possible, but also the negative and the impossible. This dual nature of imagination reminds us of the importance of consciously directing our thoughts and focusing on what serves our higher purpose. What we imagine and dwell upon, whether consciously or unconsciously, eventually takes shape in our lives. Ultimately, imagination is a force that cannot be confined. It is an untapped well of potential waiting to be drawn upon, and when used consciously, it can transform not only our lives but the world around us. Imagination is the birthplace of all things new, the creator of ideas that challenge the status quo, and the force that drives human evolution forward. Every great creation, every breakthrough in human history, can trace its roots back to a single, powerful moment of imagination. Before anything materializes in the physical world, it begins as an idea, a vision that emerges from the mind of an individual. This spark of imagination is the birthplace of all creation. Whether it's the design of a new invention, a groundbreaking scientific discovery, or a piece of art that transforms perception, nothing comes into existence without first being imagined. At the heart of every advancement is the recognition that there is something more, something beyond the limitations of the current reality. When people push the boundaries of what is known and venture into the realm of what could be, breakthroughs occur. These moments of insight, often born from curiosity or a desire to solve a problem, are the products of imagination. They come from the ability to see a solution where none existed before, to visualize a future that others might consider impossible. History is filled with examples of these transformative moments. Think of the first flight of an airplane. The Wright brothers, for instance, did not simply stumble upon their invention. It began as an idea, a vision of flight that had never been realized before. Their breakthrough was not just in the mechanics of the plane, but in their ability to imagine it flying, defying the very laws of nature that had long been accepted. Without imagination, their invention would have remained an impossible dream, a fantasy never acted upon. This concept holds true in every field of human endeavor. In science, imagination allows us to see patterns and possibilities that others may overlook. Albert Einstein, for example, did not develop the theory of relativity through pure calculation alone. He used his imagination to conceptualize the behavior of light and gravity in ways that defied conventional understanding. It was his ability to imagine the unseen, to think in terms of new frameworks, that led to one of the most significant breakthroughs in the history of physics. In the realm of art, creation begins as an abstract vision. Every painting, sculpture, and piece of music was first conceived in the mind of the artist. They saw something in their imagination before they ever brought it into form. Through their vision, they were able to communicate emotions, ideas, and stories that had never been told in such a way before. This is the power of imagination. It allows one to transcend their present reality and tap into the essence of what could be. In technology, breakthroughs come when individuals can envision something that does not yet exist, an innovation that will change the course of human life. The creation of the computer, the development of the internet, and the rise of artificial intelligence all began with the power of imagination. The inventors behind these technologies were not simply responding to the world as it was, they were envisioning the world as it could be, and they brought that vision into existence through their ingenuity and creativity. It is often said that necessity is the mother of invention, but necessity is not enough on its own. The true catalyst for creation and breakthroughs is the ability to imagine a new possibility, a new way of thinking, or a new approach to an old problem. This ability to dream of a different reality is what drives progress. It compels individuals to take risks, to challenge the status quo, and to invest time and energy in bringing their visions to life. At the core of every breakthrough is a deep understanding that imagination is the bridge between the known and the unknown. It is the space where creativity thrives, where new possibilities are born, and where the future is shaped. Without imagination, progress would stall and humanity would remain stagnant, trapped in the limitations of what already exists. The origin of all creation and every breakthrough lies within the realm of imagination, the place where dreams are birthed and the impossible becomes possible. Imagination is not a passive experience, it is an active, dynamic force that requires engagement, focus, and intention. To imagine something is not simply to let the mind wander, but to consciously direct it toward a specific vision or goal. Imagination is a creative act, a deliberate process of shaping ideas, building mental pictures, and forming visions that will later translate into tangible results. It is an ongoing interaction between thought, emotion, and action, where every image created in the mind has the potential to move us closer to realizing that vision in the physical world. When we engage our imagination, we do not simply envision a random array of thoughts. Instead, we actively direct our attention to a desired outcome, focusing on the details and intricacies of that vision. The process involves setting clear intentions and creating a mental framework that guides our actions. It's as though the mind is constructing a blueprint for what is to come, and every thought, feeling, and choice we make shapes that blueprint further. This active engagement allows us to see the potential within a situation and gives us the power to take steps toward manifesting that vision. Imagination also requires concentration. It is not a fleeting thought that comes and goes at random. It is a sustained focus that draws upon our deepest desires, beliefs, and values. The more we focus on our vision, the clearer it becomes, and the more it begins to inform our decisions and actions. The images we create in our minds can begin to influence how we approach problems, how we interact with the world, and even how we see ourselves. As we continue to imagine and focus, we begin to align our actions with the vision we have set in motion. The power of imagination lies in its ability to move us from the abstract to the concrete. At first, all that exists is an idea, an image, a feeling, but through focused effort and active imagination, that idea can take shape. The act of imagining is not just about seeing an outcome in our minds, it is also about emotionally connecting to that outcome, feeling the possibilities, and visualizing the journey required to achieve it. This emotional engagement strengthens the imagination, making it more vivid, more powerful, and more real in our experience. It is also important to recognize that imagination is not only about the end result but about the process itself. While the end goal is important, it is the act of imagining that fuels creativity, sparks new insights, and opens up new avenues for exploration. Imagination allows us to look beyond the present moment and visualize alternative paths, new solutions, and possibilities that have yet to unfold. It enables us to shift from a state of uncertainty to one of clarity, offering guidance in the midst of challenge or ambiguity. This active process of imagination extends to every area of life, whether it's in the creation of a work of art, the invention of a new product, or the pursuit of a personal dream. In all cases, imagination must be nurtured and guided. It requires a balance of inspiration and effort. Just as an artist brings their mental image onto the canvas, or a scientist translates a hypothesis into an experiment, we must actively engage with age to bring our visions into reality. The energy behind that act of creation is rooted in our belief that what we imagine is possible, and it is this belief that propels us forward. The process of imagining also helps us to break free from the constraints of the known and explore new possibilities. When we engage with imagination actively, we are not merely revisiting what already exists, we are exploring uncharted territories. Imagination gives us the courage to move beyond the familiar, to take risks, and to step into the unknown. It asks us to challenge the boundaries of what we believe is possible, allowing us to stretch beyond our current limits. At its core, imagination is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It takes the abstract, the intangible, and the unknown and brings it into the realm of the tangible and the real. But this transition does not happen by accident. It requires effort, dedication, and an active commitment to the vision we hold. The more we engage with imagination as an active process, the more powerful and effective it becomes, guiding us toward new creations, new breakthroughs, and new ways of being. Imagination in this sense is not a passive experience, but an active force that shapes and reshapes the world around us. Imagination possesses the remarkable ability to transcend logic and reason, taking us into realms that defy conventional thinking. Logic and reason are tools that help us navigate the known world, guiding us based on established principles, patterns, and facts. They operate within the boundaries of what is already understood. While they are invaluable in certain contexts, they are also limiting in their capacity to help us explore beyond the present reality. Imagination, on the other hand, is boundless. It operates outside the rigid confines of logical thinking and moves freely into the unknown, into spaces where the laws of reason do not apply. When we engage our imagination, we step beyond the limitations of what we know and enter a domain where the impossible becomes possible. In this space, we are no longer constrained by the logic that governs the physical world. Instead, we are free to explore new ideas, create new realities, and envision outcomes that cannot yet be substantiated by existing knowledge or evidence. Imagination does not adhere to the rules of logic or reason. It creates its own rules and invites us to think beyond them. One of the most powerful aspects of imagination is its ability to generate solutions to problems that have yet to be solved. Often, the greatest breakthroughs in history have emerged precisely because someone was willing to step outside the boundaries of logical thought. The process of imagination allows for the exploration of ideas that seem illogical or implausible at first but may hold the key to innovation. In moments of imagination, new ideas are born not from adhering strictly to reason, but from allowing the mind to stretch beyond the realm of what is already known. Take, for example, the concept of flight. For centuries, humans observed birds soaring through the skies and could not fathom how a machine could replicate such a feat. Logic and reason would tell us that it is impossible for a heavy object to defy gravity and fly. Yet, it was the imagination of the Wright brothers that allowed them to envision flight in a way that went beyond the limitations of logic. They imagined a world where humans could fly, and through this vision, they challenged the known laws of physics and engineering to create the first successful airplane. This transcending of logic and reason is not confined to the realm of invention or science. It also plays a crucial role in personal growth and transformation. When we imagine new possibilities for our lives, we move beyond the limitations imposed by our past experiences, our current circumstances, and even societal expectations. We free ourselves from the constraints of logical thinking that may tell us we are not capable of achieving something or that certain dreams are out of reach. Imagination invites us to see ourselves differently, to transcend the perceived limits of our abilities, and to explore new versions of ourselves that might have seemed impossible before. Imagination also challenges conventional thinking in the realm of art. Artistic expression often involves stepping away from logic and reaching something deeper, something intangible. Artists, musicians, and writers frequently create works that defy traditional forms of understanding, creating new ways for us to experience the world. These works, born out of imagination, do not follow the laws of reason. Instead, they tap into a more intuitive, creative space where the boundaries of logic are irrelevant. The beauty of these creations often lies in their ability to evoke emotions, challenge perceptions, and stir the soul in ways that defy rational explanation. In this way, imagination provides the freedom to explore what could be, not just what is. It allows us to move beyond the limitations of the present moment and explore uncharted territories. It is only by transcending logic and reason that we are able to imagine new worlds, new ideas, and new possibilities. Imagination invites us to break free from the comfort of the known and take bold steps into the unknown, where new opportunities, insights, and innovations await. The beauty of imagination lies in its power to break down the barriers of what we believe is possible. By stepping away from the confines of logic and reason, we open ourselves to new experiences, new forms of creativity, and new solutions that logic alone cannot provide. In this space, we are not bound by the limitations of what has been. Instead, we create new paths, craft new futures, and bring into existence that which was once only a dream. Imagination, in this sense, becomes a force that leads us toward greater potential, helping us transcend the limitations of the mind and reach beyond the known world into realms of possibility. Imagination is not just a tool for creating external realities, it is also a powerful force for personal transformation. The images we create in our minds, the visions we hold of ourselves, and the futures we imagine have a profound effect on who we become and how we experience life. At its core, personal transformation through imagination is about reshaping our identity, re-envisioning our potential, and stepping into a version of ourselves that exists beyond the limitations of our current circumstances. When we use imagination to visualize our ideal self or our highest potential, we begin to align our thoughts, feelings, and actions with that vision. Imagination allows us to see beyond our present limitations and envision a life that is more aligned with who we truly are or who we desire to be. This process of envisioning a new reality, of imagining ourselves as capable, confident, and fulfilled, is the first step in the journey of transformation. It plants the seeds for change in our minds, and over time, those seeds grow into the actions, choices, and habits that reflect our imagined identity. Personal transformation begins with the belief that change is possible, that the version of ourselves we envision can become real. Imagination provides a pathway to this belief. When we imagine ourselves in a new light, whether it is a successful entrepreneur, a compassionate leader, or a creative artist, we begin to embody those qualities in the present moment. We start to see ourselves differently, which alters the way we behave, the way we interact with others, and the way we navigate challenges. Our imagination creates the possibility of who we can be, and by focusing on that vision, we begin to move toward it. The process of transformation through imagination is not just about seeing a new version of ourselves, it also involves embodying that vision emotionally. Imagination taps into our deepest desires, emotions, and beliefs, allowing us to connect with the feelings we want to experience in our transformed life. When we imagine ourselves in a state of peace, joy, or success, we create an emotional connection to that experience. This emotional engagement strengthens the power of our imagination, making it more real and more attainable. The emotions we feel as we imagine our new self become the fuel that propels us forward, motivating us to take the actions necessary to bring that vision to life. Imagination also allows us to reframe past experiences. Often we are constrained by the stories we tell ourselves about who we are based on past failures, traumas, or mistakes. These stories can become limiting beliefs that hold us back from reaching our full potential. However, through the power of imagination, we can rewrite these stories. By visualizing ourselves overcoming past obstacles, growing from our challenges, and learning from our experiences, we can change the narrative of our lives. This shift in perspective is a form of personal transformation where we move from seeing ourselves as victims of circumstance to empowered creators of our own reality. One of the most profound aspects of personal transformation through imagination is its ability to help us overcome fear and self-doubt. When we imagine ourselves succeeding, whether it's achieving a goal, performing at our best, or stepping into a new role, we create a mental rehearsal of success. This rehearsal gives us the confidence to take bold steps even in the face of uncertainty. Our mind does not distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So by imagining ourselves in a state of success, we create a sense of familiarity with that outcome. This reduces anxiety, increases self-belief, and empowers us to act with courage and conviction. In addition, imagination fosters resilience. The process of imagining different possibilities, whether it's envisioning different solutions to a problem or seeing oneself thriving in the midst of adversity, helps us develop a mindset of flexibility and adaptability. We learn to approach challenges with an open mind, trusting that we have the capacity to overcome obstacles and create new outcomes. Imagination, in this sense, acts as a mental rehearsal that prepares us for life's uncertainties, making us more resilient and resourceful in the face of challenges. Personal transformation through imagination is also about creating new habits and ways of thinking. When we imagine our ideal future or our highest self, we begin to see the steps required to get there. These mental images act as a guide, helping us identify the actions, behaviors, and attitudes that align with our vision. Through consistent practice, we integrate these new patterns into our daily lives, reshaping our habits and mindset in alignment with our imagined reality. Ultimately, personal transformation through imagination is about realizing that we have the power to shape who we are and the life we lead. It is a process of recognizing that the mind is not merely a passive receiver of experiences, but an active creator of reality. Imagination allows us to transcend our current limitations, to step into new versions of ourselves, and to become the people we were always meant to be. Through the consistent practice of imagination, we harness the power to transform ourselves and our lives in profound and meaningful ways. The connection between the mind, body, and reality is a deeply intricate and powerful relationship, one that shapes every aspect of our experience. It is a dynamic interaction in which each element influences the others, creating a feedback loop that governs our perceptions, behaviors, and ultimately the way we experience the world. The mind, the body, and the external reality are not separate entities. Rather, they are interconnected in a way that forms the foundation of our lived experience. What we imagine in our minds, how we feel in our bodies, and how we perceive reality all come together to create the world we inhabit. The mind is the realm of thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. It is where we form our perceptions of the world and shape our responses to external stimuli. Through the mind, we interpret our experiences, assign meaning to them, and create our understanding of reality. However, the mind is not a passive observer. It is a powerful force that shapes the body and our actions. Our thoughts are not merely abstract concepts, they have the power to influence how we feel, how we act, and how we experience the world around us. If we consistently imagine or focus on certain thoughts or beliefs, we begin to shape our reality according to those mental constructs. The body, on the other hand, is the vessel through which the mind interacts with the world. It is through the body that we express our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Every feeling, every thought has a corresponding physical response. When we experience fear, stress, or excitement, our bodies respond with physical changes. Our heart rate increases, our breath quickens. These physiological responses are not separate from the mind, they are manifestations of the mental states we experience. Likewise, how we treat our bodies, whether through exercise, nutrition, or relaxation, directly influences the state of our minds. A healthy body fosters a clear, calm mind, while a stressed or unhealthy body can cloud our thinking and distort our perception of reality. This mind-body connection is not one-sided, it works in both directions. Just as our thoughts can influence the body can influence the mind. The physical sensations we experience, whether pleasure, pain, or discomfort, impact our mental state. Physical movement, for instance, can significantly alter our emotional and mental outlook. Engaging in physical activity or practicing mindful breathing can help calm the mind, reduce stress, and even foster creativity. The body acts as a conduit through which the mind engages with the world and vice versa. At the same time, the connection between the mind, body, and reality is deeply influenced by how we perceive the world. Our perception of external reality is not an objective truth. It is a subjective experience shaped by our beliefs, thoughts, and past experiences. The way we see the world directly influences how we respond to it and how we shape our physical experience. If we perceive the world as hostile or limiting, our body may experience tension, stress, or even illness. If we see the world as abundant and full of opportunities, we are likely to experience a greater sense of vitality and well-being. This connection is also evident in the practice of visualization and imagination. When we imagine something in vivid detail, our minds begin to process that imagined experience as if it were real. Our bodies may react accordingly. Our muscles may tense as we imagine a stressful situation, or we may feel a sense of relaxation and joy when visualizing a positive outcome. This shows that the mind and body are in constant communication, and the images we create in our minds can directly impact our physical state and, consequently, our experience of reality. The mind-body connection also plays a significant role in our ability to heal. It is widely recognized that the mind has a powerful influence on the body's ability to heal from illness or injury. The placebo effect is a clear example of how the mind can influence the body's physical state. When individuals believe they are receiving a treatment, even if it's a sugar pill, their bodies often respond as if they were receiving an actual medication. This highlights the profound impact of belief and perception on the body's ability to heal and function. Similarly, the way we view and engage with external reality is not merely a passive experience, it is actively shaped by the mind. When we change our beliefs and perceptions, we shift how we interact with the world. A positive mindset can lead to greater opportunities, healthier relationships, and improved overall well-being. In contrast, a negative or limited mindset can result in self-sabotage, missed opportunities, and a distorted experience of reality. Ultimately, the connection between the mind, body, and reality is one of reciprocal influence. The mind shapes the body, and the body reflects the state of the mind. Together, they create our perception of reality, which in turn shapes the experiences we have. The more we recognize and nurture this interconnectedness, the more we can use our thoughts, feelings, and actions to create a reality that is aligned with our true potential. By cultivating a balanced and harmonious relationship between the mind and body, we have the power to transform not only our inner world, but also the reality we experience. Our thoughts create our physical state, our body influences our thoughts, and together they shape the world we live in. Discipline plays a crucial role in the manifestation and harnessing of imagination. While imagination is often seen as a free-flowing, spontaneous, and creative force, it requires discipline to be truly effective. Without discipline, imagination can become a wandering, unfocused energy that lacks the direction and structure needed to bring visions into reality. Discipline provides the framework within which imagination can thrive, allowing it to be channeled into purposeful action that creates tangible results. At its core, discipline is the ability to focus and apply consistent effort toward a particular goal or vision. When paired with imagination, discipline ensures that creative ideas are not simply fleeting thoughts or dreams, but are transformed into actionable steps. Imagination alone can generate countless ideas, but it is discipline that allows those ideas to be refined, developed, and eventually realized. Without discipline, even the most brilliant creative visions can remain stuck in the realm of fantasy, never materializing into the real world. One of the key roles of discipline in imagination is in providing structure. While imagination allows us to explore limitless possibilities and dream without boundaries, discipline helps us narrow down those possibilities into something actionable. It allows us to set goals, create plans, and stay focused on the vision we are working to bring to life. Without discipline, the mind may become overwhelmed by too many ideas or distractions, making it difficult to move forward with any one vision. Discipline acts as the guiding force that ensures that the energy of imagination is directed toward specific outcomes. In creative fields such as art, writing, music, or design, imagination is often seen as the spark that ignites the creative process. However, it is discipline that ensures that the creative work is completed and refined. For example, a writer may have an abundance of imaginative ideas for a novel, but without discipline, those ideas may never make it to the page. The writer must dedicate time each day to writing, revising, and editing, turning imagination into something concrete. In this way, discipline provides the structure and consistency necessary for the imaginative process to be fully realized. Discipline also helps to cultivate perseverance, which is essential for bringing imaginative ideas to fruition. Imagination can provide a vision, but the journey from idea to execution is rarely easy or quick. There are often obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt along the way. It is discipline that keeps us moving forward, even when the process feels difficult or frustrating. It gives us the strength to persist through challenges and to continue refining and developing our ideas, ensuring that they evolve into fully realized creations. Moreover, discipline helps to build skill and expertise, which are essential for turning imagination into mastery. While imagination can envision limitless possibilities, it is through disciplined practice that we develop the technical abilities required to bring those possibilities into the physical world. Whether it is through learning an instrument, mastering a craft, or gaining knowledge in a specific field, discipline is the key to transforming imaginative ideas into high-quality, impactful work. It provides the consistency needed to continually improve and refine the skills necessary to give life to our visions. In addition, discipline helps to balance spontaneity with focus. While imagination thrives on freedom and the ability to explore new ideas, too much freedom without the structure of discipline can lead to a lack of direction or purpose. Discipline ensures that while imagination is allowed to roam freely, it remains rooted in a specific goal or purpose. This balance between creativity and structure is what allows imaginative ideas to be fully realized and successfully implemented. It is important to note that discipline does not stifle imagination, rather it supports it. Discipline does not mean rigidly adhering to rules or suppressing creativity. It is the foundation that allows creativity to flourish within a specific context. It provides the space for imagination to operate at its highest potential, Discipline helps us to cultivate focus, maintain consistency, and develop the skills needed to manifest our creative ideas. It ensures that imagination moves beyond a mere idea and transforms into something real, tangible, and meaningful. Another critical aspect of discipline in imagination is the cultivation of patience. Creative endeavors rarely unfold instantly. The process of bringing an imaginative vision into the world takes time, effort, and sustained focus. Discipline teaches us to trust the process and be patient with ourselves as we work toward our goals. It reminds us that progress is made one step at a time and that each small effort brings us closer to realizing our vision. Finally, disciplined imagination encourages self-mastery and control. While imagination is a powerful force, it can easily become distracted or scattered without the focused effort of discipline. Discipline helps us manage our time, energy, and resources in a way that supports the realization of our imaginative goals. It helps us stay organized, prioritize our actions, and remain committed to the vision we have set for ourselves. In conclusion, while imagination is a free and limitless force, it requires the grounding influence of discipline to transform abstract ideas into tangible results. Discipline provides the structure, focus, and consistency needed to bring imaginative visions to life. It supports the creative process by helping us stay on track, develop our skills, and persevere through challenges. Through discipline, imagination is not only allowed to soar, but it is also grounded in reality, capable of creating meaningful change in our lives and the world around us. In the realm of imagination, time becomes a fluid concept, unconstrained by the rigid structures and linear progression that we experience in our everyday lives. Imagination has the unique ability to dissolve the boundaries of time, allowing us to move freely between the past, present, and future, and to explore worlds and possibilities that exist beyond the constraints of conventional time. This fluidity of time in imagination opens up vast possibilities for creativity, problem solving, and self-discovery. When we imagine, we are not bound by the present moment. The mind can transport us to any time in history, whether it is the distant past or the far-flung future. In the world of imagination, the laws of time are not governed by clocks or calendars. Instead, they are fluid, allowing us to experience events, immense scenarios in non-linear ways. We can revisit past memories with vivid detail, relive moments from our childhood, or even reshape and reimagine our past experiences. We can also project ourselves into the future, envisioning potential outcomes, goals, and possibilities that have not yet come to pass. This fluidity of time allows for deep exploration of what could have been, what could be, and what is. In the realm of imagination, the limitations of time disappear, and we are free to experiment with different versions of reality. We can imagine ourselves as the person we once were or as the person we aspire to be in the future. We can travel through time, experiencing the consequences of different decisions and actions, and gain insights into our own lives and potential. The fluidity of time allows us to step outside the constraints of linear thinking, enabling us to access a greater range of possibilities and perspectives. In the creative process, time as fluidity offers immense freedom. Writers, artists, and musicians often use their imagination to transcend time, drawing from different moments in history or creating worlds that operate outside of conventional time. A writer may create a futuristic world where technology has evolved beyond our current understanding, while an artist may depict a scene that captures the essence of both past and future, blurring the lines between time periods. In this way, imagination allows for the blending of different temporal experiences, creating something entirely new and innovative. The fluidity of time in imagination also enables the healing and transformation of personal experiences. We are not bound by the past in the same way that we are in reality. Through imagination. We can revisit old memories and reinterpret them, allowing us to reframe our understanding of those experiences. For example, a traumatic event from the past can be revisited in the mind and transformed through imagination, perhaps visualizing oneself with greater strength or a different outcome. This ability to reimagine the past in a fluid, nonlinear way can bring about personal growth, healing, and a shift in perspective. Time as fluidity in imagination also allows us to reframe our relationship with the future. We can envision a future that is full of limitless potential, not bound by the constraints of current circumstances. We can imagine new possibilities, new directions for our lives, and explore alternative realities. This ability to stretch time in the realm of imagination offers hope and inspiration, as it reminds us that the future is not predetermined, but rather shaped by the visions we hold in our minds and the actions we take in the present. Moreover, the fluidity of time in imagination invites us to question the very nature of time itself. In the world of the mind, time is not always linear, and events are not always experienced in the same way they are in the physical world. We can collapse time, fast forward through stages of our lives, or slow down to linger in a moment. In this realm, there is no beginning or end. Time is simply a dimension we can navigate freely, exploring it as we wish. By engaging with time in this fluid way, we can unlock new perspectives on our own life journey, on the nature of existence, and on the interconnectedness of all things. In this sense, imagination becomes a tool for expanding our awareness and understanding of time. The more we explore the fluid nature of time within our minds, the more we realize that the limitations we place on time in the physical world are largely constructs. Time in its purest form is not something we can control or measure. It is a vast, interconnected flow that exists beyond the confines of our current understanding. Through imagination, we tap into this vastness, gaining insight into the true nature of time and our place within it. This flexibility of time also plays a key role in decision-making and problem-solving. When faced with a challenge, imagination allows us to step out of the moment and view the situation from a broader perspective. We can imagine multiple outcomes, consider different pathways, and explore various solutions, all without the pressure of time constraints. This ability to stretch time in our minds gives us a sense of freedom and clarity, allowing us to make more informed decisions and to approach problems with creativity and confidence. Imagination's ability to stretch and bend time also has implications for how we experience the present moment. In the flow state, for example, time seems to lose its usual structure. People engaged in creative work or activities they are passionate about often report losing track of time altogether, as they are fully immersed in the experience. In these moments, time becomes fluid as the present moment is experienced with deep focus and presence. This timelessness enhances creativity, deepens self-awareness, and strengthens our connection to the world around us. Ultimately, time in the realm of imagination is not a fixed or rigid entity. It is a fluid, malleable force that we can move through at will. This fluidity allows us to transcend the limitations of the present, revisit the past, and envision a limitless future. In the realm of imagination, time becomes a tool for growth, creativity, and transformation, opening up new possibilities for understanding and engaging with the world. By embracing the fluidity of time, we free ourselves from the constraints of the physical world and tap into the boundless potential of the mind. Imagination is a cornerstone of progress and evolution, not only in individual lives but also in societies and civilizations as a whole. It is through imagination that we envision new possibilities, challenge existing paradigms, and create solutions to problems that were once considered insurmountable. Without the ability to imagine, human progress would stagnate and innovation would cease. Imagination is the engine of evolution, driving the continuous development of ideas, technologies, and ways of being that propel humanity forward. At the heart of progress lies the ability to imagine a future different from the present. Throughout history, every significant advancement, whether in science, technology, art, or social structures, began as an idea in someone's mind. Imagination allows us to conceptualize what is not yet tangible and to bring something into existence that was previously unthinkable. For example, the idea of flight was once confined to the realm of fantasy, yet through imagination, humans were able to design and build airplanes, transforming the way the world operates. Similarly, the concept of space exploration, which began as a far-off dream, has now led to the advent of space programs and the possibility of human life beyond Earth. In the realm of science, imagination is essential for making groundbreaking discoveries and pushing the boundaries of knowledge. Scientists must imagine new theories, test hypotheses, and develop experiments that challenge existing understanding. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, for instance, was born out of his ability to imagine how gravity works in the fabric of space-time. His imagination allowed him to break free from the constraints of traditional physics and conceive a revolutionary new model of the universe. Similarly, in the field of medicine, countless innovations, from vaccines to life-saving surgeries, have been the result of imaginative thinking that sought new ways to address health challenges. Beyond the realm of technology and science, imagination is equally important for social and cultural progress. Throughout history, movements for social justice, equality, and freedom have been fueled by the collective imagination of those who dreamed of a better world. The abolition of slavery, the civil rights movement, and the fight for gender equality all began with the vision of a society where individuals are treated with dignity and respect regardless of race, gender, or social status. These movements were not simply reactions to injustice. They were driven by the imagination of individuals and groups who envisioned a world where equality and freedom were foundational principles. Imagination gives people the ability to envision new social structures, challenge oppressive systems, and inspire collective action for change. Imagination is not just about creating something entirely new, it is also about improving upon existing systems and ideas. Progress involves both innovation and refinement, and imagination allows us to envision better ways of doing things, whether through incremental improvements or radical transformations. For instance, the evolution of the internet from a basic communication tool to a global platform for commerce, education, and social connection was driven by imaginative thinking that saw the potential for technology to revolutionize every aspect of life. Similarly, in the arts, new forms of expression, such as digital art or interactive installations, have emerged from the imagination of creators who push the boundaries of traditional media. The role of imagination in progress is also seen in how it fosters resilience and adaptability. As the world evolves, new challenges arise that require innovative solutions. Imagine is key to responding to these challenges, whether they be environmental, political, or economic. Climate change, for example, demands imaginative solutions for sustainable living, renewable energy, and conservation. In response, individuals, communities, and organizations are tapping into their creativity to develop new technologies and approaches to reduce environmental impact. Through imagination, we envision solutions that allow us to adapt to changing conditions and create a sustainable future. On a personal level, imagination drives individual evolution. It is the ability to imagine different versions of oneself, to dream of becoming something greater, and to envision a life full of purpose and fulfillment. Personal growth is often rooted in the imaginative process of self-reflection and goal setting. When individuals imagine themselves in a different light, whether as more confident, more compassionate, or more successful, they are able to chart a course toward that future self. Imagination opens up new possibilities for who we can become, inspiring us to take action and evolve beyond our current limitations. Moreover, imagination is vital for problem solving and innovation in every field, whether business, education, or technology. The ability to approach problems with creativity is essential for finding effective solutions. When faced with challenges, imaginative thinking allows us to step outside the confines of conventional solutions and explore alternatives that others may not see. For instance, entrepreneurs often rely on imaginative thinking to identify market gaps, create innovative products, and build successful companies. In education, imaginative teaching methods are transforming how students learn and engage with material, fostering deeper understanding and creativity. Imagination is also necessary for fostering empathy and understanding. By imagining the experiences and perspectives of others, we are better able to build bridges across divides, whether cultural or political. This imaginative empathy encourages cooperation and collaboration, helping to break down barriers and foster a more inclusive and compassionate society. As we imagine the challenges others face, we are moved to take action, whether through advocacy, support, or collective efforts to address inequalities. The role of imagination in evolution extends beyond the human species to the broader ecosystem. As we imagine new ways to coexist with the environment, we develop more sustainable practices and technologies that support the health of the planet. Ecological imagination involves seeing beyond the current environmental crisis and envisioning a future where humans live in harmony with nature. This kind of imaginative thinking has led to innovations in green technology, urban planning, and conservation efforts that prioritize sustainability and environmental health. In the grand scheme, imagination is the driving force behind evolution itself. Evolution is not a passive process, it is driven by adaptation, creativity, and the continual reimagining of what is possible. Imagination allows us to evolve in response to changing circumstances, to innovate in ways that address both individual and collective needs, and to transform our world into a place that reflects the best of what we can imagine. In this way, imagination is not merely a tool for progress, it is the very essence of progress and evolution. Ultimately, the ability to imagine is what sets humans apart and enables us to continuously evolve. Imagination fuels progress in every aspect of life, from technological advancements to social transformation and personal growth. It empowers us to envision new possibilities, challenge existing boundaries, and create a better, more innovative world. Imagination is essential not just for moving forward, but for transcending the limitations of the present and unlocking the vast potential of the future. It is through imagination that we shape our destiny and the evolution of our world. As we stand at the crossroads of our individual and collective journeys, it is imagination that holds the key to unlocking the vast potential within us. It is through the power of our imagination that we break free from the constraints of what is and open ourselves to what could be. The world is constantly changing, and the only way to keep pace with that change, to evolve and progress, is to embrace imagination as our guiding force. Imagination empowers us to transcend the limitations of the present, to envision new realities, and to create solutions that will shape the future. It invites us to not just accept the world as it is, but to dream of a world that could be, and to take bold steps toward manifesting that vision. So, let us cultivate and honor our imagination. Let it fuel our actions, our innovations, and our desires for a better tomorrow. For it is through the realm of imagination that true progress and evolution are born, and it is through the imagination of each of us that we hold the power to transform our world for the greater good. The future is not something we are simply waiting for, it is something we are actively creating, one imaginative thought at a time.